Adequate notice of this meeting was provided and published in the Asbury Park Press and the Ocean Star on December 20th, 2024. Copies of the agenda were provided to the newspaper and then posted on the public bulletin boards and the township website.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Albanese.
Here.
Councilwoman Pontoriero. Councilwoman DeYoung.
Here.
Councilman Feinman.
Here.
Councilwoman Travers.
Here.
Vice President Minikino.
Here.
President Ambrosino.
Here.
Thank you.
Would the clerk please accept and file the reports from the municipal officers?
Yes, of course.
I'll ask for a motion and second to approve the minutes from the January 7th, 2025 meeting.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Yes.
Councilman Feinman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Travers.
Yes.
Vice President Minikino.
Yes.
President Ambrosino.
Yes. Before we proceed any further, let's please all rise and salute to the flag in a moment of silence.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. At this time, I'd like to invite Chief Forrester and Mayor Crate to the podium for a police swearing in.
All right, welcome. Before I start, I'd like to begin to, I want to thank the council, the mayor, and the business administrator for making all this possible and for their continued support of Brick Township and the police department. Thank you. First up, Darren LaFay, Special 181. Darren is a lifelong resident of Brick Township. He graduated from the Ocean County Academy of Law and Public Safety in 2024. Darren is continuing his education at Ocean County College with hopes of becoming a full-time police officer. He has chosen to begin his law enforcement career by joining his brother Riley as a Class 1 Special Law Enforcement Officer in his hometown. Darren, if you can come up. Any family, if you want to bring them up for the oath, more than welcome.
Any family want to come up? It's a celebration. Come on up.
We got plenty of room.
Yeah.
Take pictures afterward. However you want to do it. Okay. Yeah. All right, next up is Michael Weber, Special 182. Michael is a lifelong resident of Brick Township. He graduated from the Brick Township High School and the Ocean County Academy of Law and Public Safety in June 2015. Michael furthered his education at Ocean County College, earning an associate in science degree in 2018. He brings several years of experience to our department, including his time as a volunteer emergency medical technician for Point Pleasant Borough EMS. Michael is currently employed as a full-time communications operator with the Wall Township Police Department. Until recently, he also worked as a part-time Class 1 special police officer for the Spring Lake Police Department. Michael, if you want to come up and with your family. All right, next we have Brenda Sanchez Leon, Special 183. Brenda is a lifelong resident of Lakewood Township. She graduated from the Ocean County Academy of Law and Public Safety in June of 2024. Brenda is attending Stockton University. She is pursuing a degree in criminal justice, forensic investigations, and chemistry. If you would, come on up. else to sign? Yep, we do have one other special officer who has already been sworn in due to time constraints with the police academy for the thing. But next up is Katie Ann Lapointe, Special 180. Katie is a lifelong resident of Brick Township. She graduated from Brick Memorial High School in June of 2020. After high school, Katie attended High Point University in North Carolina, graduating in May of 2024 with a Bachelor of Science degree in psychology with a minor in criminology. Katie has expressed a desire to pursue a career in law enforcement, following in her father's footsteps, Brick Township Police K-9 Officer Ray Lapointe. Katie was previously sworn in to facilitate her attendance at the Ocean County Police Academy Class 1 course, from which she will graduate soon. So, Katie, if you want to come up real quick.
It's better than my office. Huh?
All the newly sworn officers just want to come up. We'll just take a group picture. Doesn't matter where we stand. No, yeah, right in the middle here.
Chief and I can book it. There you go. Perfect.
If you're off center, we'll move you around.
Is it okay? Because that we're you too, so.
All right, good.
Although Derek, you look like, you're Secret Service. Okay, I'm set. Oh, my God. Oh, hold on. Sorry.
It's all good, it's all good.
And while they can all hear it, I'd like to congratulate our 4 new officers. It's fantastic. We will now move on to the consent agenda.
All matters listed under item consent agenda will be enacted by one motion in the form listed below. If discussion is desired on any item, this item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately.
Item 5.1.
Authorize receipt of bids Summerfest food truck vendors.
Councilman Minakino.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes receipt of bid from vendors to provide food and refreshments during the 4 Summerfest concerts and an annual car show with an option of the Green Fair and Kids Night Out. Last year, the award was made for 7 vendors in a total of the amount of $10,611.73. Thank you.
Thank you. Item 5.2.
Authorize receipt of bids beer and wine garden concession.
Councilman Feinman.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes receipt of bids from vendors who currently have the appropriate ABC licensing to provide a beer and wine concession during the 4 Summerfest concerts and Fall Fest in 2025. Last year, the township received $7,100 for the 1-year contract. Thank you.
Thank you. Item 5.3.
Authorize receipt of bids fireworks exhibitions.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the receipt of bids for fireworks exhibitions during the 4 Summerfest events and the 1 Fall Fest event at Windward Beach. The total cost for 2024 was $24,500, which included the Summerfest concert that did fall on 4th of July.
Thank you. Item 5.4.
Authorize receipt of bids Brick Beach 3 food concession.
Councilwoman Travers.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes the receipt of bids for a food concession at Brick Beach 3 during the summer months. The most recent 1-year contract was with Little Caesars for $2,000 for the operation of a food truck. Thank you.
Thank you. Item 5.5.
Authorize receipt of bids manufacturing and printing of tax bills.
Councilman Albanese.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes the receipt of bids for the manufacturing and printing of preliminary and final tax bills, printing of post-tax year statements, and corresponding reports to tax collector.
Thank you. Item 5.6.
Authorize receipt of bids, public safety uniforms and equipment.
Councilwoman Pontoriero.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes the receipt of bids for public safety uniforms and equipment. This contract is mainly used for the new hires within the police and EMS departments, clothing allowances for both full and part-time emergency medical technicians, as well as replacement uniforms for all public safety divisions such as police, CERT, and EMS. Thank you.
Thank you. Item 5-7.
Authorize receipt of bids, roadway improvements to Red Maple Drive, Blue Spruce Place, and White Pine Court.
Vice President Menachino.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes receipt of bid for roadway improvements to Red Maple Drive, Blue Spruce Place, White Plains Court. This project generally consists of milling, base repairs, asphalt paving, ADA compliant ramps, sidewalk repairs, pipe repairs, replacing inlet grates, and curb pieces, replacements of existing concrete curbs, restoration, striping, tree trimming, and other miscellaneous works. Thank you.
Thank you. Item 5-8.
Authorize receipt of bids, Windward Beach Park Improvements Phase 1.
Councilman Feinman.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes receipt of bids for the Windward Beach Park Improvements Phase 1. This project generally consists of redecking of the timber pier, including new handrails. Thank you.
Thank you. 5-9.
Authorize change order number 1, Bay Harbor Estates roadway improvements.
Vice President Menachino.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes a decreased change order with Earl Asphalt Company for the Bay Harbor roadway improvement project. The change order represents a decrease in the contract by $63,524.79 as a result as-built quantity adjustments. Thank you.
Thank you. 5-10.
Authorize award of contract janitorial services.
Councilman Albanese.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes an award of contract with Hudson Community Enterprise, Jersey City, for the procurement of daily, weekly janitor services for all township buildings. Requests for proposal notices were provided to 52 prospective respondents, 29 picked up bid packages, 4 complete proposals were received and reviewed by the Evaluation Committee, who has deemed Hudson Community Enterprise the most qualified and capable of providing these services as needed. Points were earned in each section: managerial evaluation, technical criteria, and cost. Hudson Community Enterprise received the highest score by all committee members during the independent reviews of the proposals.
Thank you. 5-11.
Authorize award of contract energy consultant.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes an award of contract for energy consultant to Concord Engineering Voorhees. Concord has extensive experience as a qualified energy brokerage consultant. Concord has a state contract for energy consulting services, is a state-approved provider of online reverse auctions for the purchase of energy generation services, and is a registered energy agent, energy consultant, and private aggregator.
Thank you. Item 5-12.
Authorize award of contract purchase and delivery of 6 2025 Ford Utility Interceptor vehicles.
This resolution authorizes an award of contract in the amount of $260,272.80 with Chaz S. Winner of Cherry Hill for the purchase and delivery of 6 2025 Ford Utility Interceptor vehicles for the Brick Police Department. Item 5-13.
Authorize enabling resolution for supplemental funding request, New Jersey DEP Green Acres Program.
Mayor Crate.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes a supplemental funding request as part of the township's Open Space and Recreation Plan, Planning Incentive Plan, with the NJDEP Green Acres Program. The township is requesting an additional $715,000 from the NJDEP Green Acres Program. These funds are specifically for the acquisition of property to preserve as open space as identified by the Mayor's Open Space Savers Committee. Thank you.
Thank you. Item 5-14.
Authorize grant agreement with NJDEP Forsyth Refuge Marsh Restoration.
Councilwoman Travers.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes a grant agreement in the amount of $4,997 $4,997,120.75 for the Living Shorelines Tidal Salt Marsh Vegetation Restoration at the Forsyth Refuge Project currently underway. The first phase of this project is currently underway and involves dredging Trader Cove's Marina and placing those dredged spoils at the Forsyth Refuge to restore the marshland. Thank you.
Thank you. Item 515.
Authorize shared service agreement with County of Ocean fiscal year 2025 prosecutors program.
Councilwoman Pontarera.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes the execution of the shared services agreement with the Ocean County Prosecutor's Office to designate Brick Township police officers to be assigned to the Fatal Accident Support Team, known as FAST, for the purposes of assisting in investigation, prosecution of fatal accident support team for the purposes of assisting in the accidents in traffic enforcement, sorry to be repetitive, and education. During times when additional manpower is needed for investigations and/or training, members of the FAST will be called upon to assist. Officers will be paid from the money in the prosecutor's program fund, which has been designated by the Ocean County Prosecutor as well as the Ocean County Board of Commissioners. Thank you.
Thank you. Item 516.
Authorize shared service agreement with County of Ocean 2025 operation and maintenance of 3 pump-out boats.
Councilman Feinman.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes the execution of a shared services agreement with the County of Ocean for the operation and maintenance of 3 pump-out boats, the Bay Saver, Bay Defender, and Waste Knot, which service the effluent discharge need of boaters in Brick Township's waters. The pump-out boats provide a convenient, inexpensive, and environmentally safe means for boaters to dispose of the effluent waste. In this agreement, Brick operates and maintains the pump-out boats, and the county reimburses the township up to $50,000 for costs incurred for the 3 boats. Thank you.
Thank you. Item 517.
Authorization to determine the present and prospective fair share obligation of the Township of Brick for the 4th round.
This resolution authorizes the township's position and justification that the township's prospective need for affordable housing include a realistic development proposal of 29 units. The land use staff has provided justification based on the township's current realistic developable land inventory that outlines the township's prospective need and are requesting that the state DCA, Department of Community Affairs, approve our proposed number of units. To that end, the township is continuing to develop plans for affordable housing, specifically for veterans, and is looking forward to opening a small affordable housing for veterans on a site on Route 88. This resolution also confirms the township's present need obligation for rehabilitation of housing units at 149. The township has a robust housing rehabilitation program that is partially funded by the U.S. Housing and Urban Development Community Development Block Grant Program and is committed to continuing to provide income-qualified residents of the township with programmatic support. This resolution formally accepts our obligation of 149. Thank you. Moving on to 518.
Authorize appointment to the Housing Authority.
Councilman Menachino.
Thank you. This resolution authorized the appointment of Peter Dunn to the Housing Authority. Thank you.
Thank you. 519.
Authorize appointments to Sustainable Brick Township Committee for 2025.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
This resolution authorizes appointments to the Sustainable Brick Committee for 2025, including Mary Beth Prince, Councilman Perry Albanese, Vincent Palmieri, Stephen Kirkowski, Stephen Specht, Victoria Pacala, Sharon Ercoliani, Brian Mursky, John Hyphantis, Paul J. Kurtz, John Henry, Joseph Camarada, and Lauren Lasimoso. Lastmoso?
I'm going with Lastimoso.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. 520.
Authorize special events permit Bike MS Coast to Coast.
Councilman Feinman.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes a special event permit for the National MS Society Coast to Coast event on Saturday, May 10th. The event will be held from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. at Route 35 bike lanes northbound and southbound. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Feinman. Moving on to 521.
521A is a performance bond release for Block 84, Lot 11.
Thank you. 522.
22A is 100% DAV, widow of veteran deduction at Block 1279.73, Lot 7. 12B is 100% DAV, widow of veteran deduction at Block 1429.02, Lot 2. 22C is a senior citizen deduction at Block 1386, Lot 18. 22D is a veteran deduction for Block 902.28, Lot 6. 22E is an amendment and refund of an overpayment at Block 1192.13, Lot 15. And 22F is overpayments for 2021, 2022, and 2023 at Block 701.40, Lot 1.
Thank you. That now ends the consent agenda. Is there a motion and second on the consent agenda?
Motion.
Second.
Thank you. Open to council for questions on the consent agenda only. Seeing none, close council. Open to public for questions on this consent agenda and resolutions only. Mr. Sluka. Ms. Bergen, do you want to address that?
I'd be happy to, yes. As was said when we talked about the resolution, cost is one of the factors. The other factors are managerial evaluation, which we find very important because there are a lot of township buildings, and they have to be accessed at different times due to existing programs and so forth. So there has to be some management oversight to be sure that all of the different employees at the different locations are doing everything that they should be doing on a daily and weekly basis at the site. So for us and our experience, having managerial oversight is actually essential to make sure the buildings are cleaned properly. The second component was technical criteria. So that talks about what staff do you have available? How many people? What are their experience in municipal buildings? How are their skill sets with communication? So we look at the very technical aspect of each company's ability to perform the work, not just the management oversight, but then the technical aspect and what trainings have they been through, to be sure that they are, aware of how you behave in public buildings when the public is all around you and things like that, and what cleaning protocols you have gone through, so hazmat and what materials you can and can't use. So that's under the technical, and then the third is the cost. So yes, they varied significantly between the bidders, but we were very happy and unanimous in our selection.
How come we don't do that on most of the stuff we do? Because it's not as important?
No, I never said anything like that.
I mean, if you're trying to me, you just basically said, instead of just going about the cost only, we worry about a couple of things that are important.
Well, the procurement law, when we're going out for bid, requires us to go with the lowest bidder. The lowest qualified responsible bidder. Thank you very much. Responsible bidder. So this is a little bit different because we bid a very specific job, not just a paving job or a road job. We talked about the buildings we had. We did a walkthrough. This is a unique. So the uniqueness of it allowed us to be very specific with what we were looking for.
So we're not stuck.
I don't feel we're stuck.
Yeah,
No.
we're not stuck then. We're doing what, again, if you're doing
We-
in a regular
yeah.
business, we check out everything.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're required by law on certain things.
I was personally very happy with this process and very happy that independently we all reached the same decision.
Right. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else from public with questions on the resolutions? Yes, sir.
Do you have different name, like name or anything like that? Or just
Name and address.
Mike Calderese, 331 Alan Stinson, Brick, New Jersey. Brick, yeah, obviously. So just a couple quick questions. We were given last year's numbers for the fireworks. I think it was 25,000. Or those last year. Or do we know the increase or difference in the cost for brick for this year versus last year? This is for this year's fireworks.
4th of July fireworks last year were on the 4th of July, so it was nearly triple of what they normally cost. So that number will be significantly lower this
And
year.
what we passed today was a resolution authorizing the receipt of bids for this year's fireworks.
We're just telling you what we spent last year.
Okay, that's what I didn't know. So thank you.
And it's quite possible that it could be close. Last year, we only went with 3 fireworks because of the price of 4th of July, but we typically do 4. So this year, the cost for 4 may very well be the same amount that we paid last year for only 3.
Okay, all right, perfect. We mentioned something about 3 pump-out boats and $50,000 coming back. Do we know how much each boat is? Like, do we get that? Are we taking that whole cost, or are they reimbursing us just the $50,000? I was just wondering for details on that.
I may, Council President, if that's okay with you?
Please.
Thank you. So these boats come to us from the County of Ocean. We don't buy the boats, they buy the boats. We pay the drivers, we pay the captains that run the boats. They're our employees, and we get reimbursed for any repairs or maintenance ongoing that the boats need during the year.
Okay. And
Up
that's
to
where the $50,000 is
$50,000.
coming back because it's joint use, and that's some of the cost for.
Yeah, so if a boat needs a new engine, 2 of these boats have been out on the water for quite some time. We get as many repairs in as we can because we can bill back the county up to $50,000.
Okay, perfect, thank you. Last question, the affordable housing plan. I go to a lot of the planning board meetings, right? So that's the topic of conversation with a lot of things that are coming up with these big units that are being proposed. I just want to kind of ask you guys a question on, you say we needed 29 units, but we also have 149 units. When we were talking about it during planning board, we had an expert testify that it was 300, so the numbers are kind of going up and down. I would just love your idea, like, what is your plan? Is it to rehab them first before we're building new? Is that what you said with the 149, or? did I misinterpret that?
Those are 2 separate categories of affordable housing.
Okay.
What's occurred recently is the state, Department of Community Affairs, has provided us an assessment of 360 units that we would need to provide. We've done our own GIS-based analysis of developable property within the town, and we've come to the conclusion that the maximum that we could support is 29 new units. So this resolution here is telling the state, it's not 360, we think we could do 29.
And we still have 100, like you said, 149 still needed to be rehabbed, so that's obviously going to cover the number of the 29, correct?
Those are a separate category.
Okay, so
The
that's
29
so
are
it's now said 29
new
units,
development, that's right.
And then that's, they've been, okay, the 149 off. Okay, awesome. Yeah, that's right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Any other questions from public? Seeing none, I will close public. Roll call, please.
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontoriero.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Yes.
Councilman Feynman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Travers.
Yes.
Vice President Menachino.
Yes.
President Ambrosino.
I vote yes.
Thank you.
Moving on to item 523, bill
Be
resolution.
it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Brick that the following bills be paid and that the mayor and clerk be and are hereby authorized to draw orders on the treasurer for the amounts of the same. Amended computer bill resolution in the amount of $12,955,153.15.
Is there a motion and second on the computer bill resolution?
Motion.
Second.
Open to council for questions. Seeing none, open to public for questions on the computer bill resolution only. Seeing none, roll call, please.
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontoriero.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Abstain Community Services, Inc. Yes to the rest, please.
Councilman Feynman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Travers.
Yes.
Vice President Menachino.
Yes.
President Ambrosino.
Yes.
Thank you.
Item 524, manual bill resolution.
Be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Brick that the following bills be paid and that the mayor and clerk be and are hereby authorized to draw orders on the treasurer for the amounts of the same. Manual bill resolution in the amount of $6,020,820.94.
Is there a motion and second on the manual bill resolution?
Motion.
Second.
Open to council for questions? Seeing none, open to public for questions on the manual bill resolution only. Seeing none, roll call.
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontorero.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Yes.
Councilman Feynman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Travers.
Yes.
Vice President Menachino.
Yes.
President Ambrosino.
Yes. Item 6.
An ordinance of the Township of Brick, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 166 to establish fees for use of municipal electric vehicle charging stations.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Thank you. Electric vehicle charging stations have been installed at Windward Beach Park and Drum Point Sports Complex. This ordinance provides for the establishment of fees to use the charging stations. Rates are set at a range of 17 cents to 38 cents per kilowatt hour. Rates established by the township shall be in addition to any applicable state or federal EV surcharge. The Township Sustainable Brick Committee has worked with ChargePoint, the vendor for charging stations, and reviewed neighboring municipalities and the fees they assess for their charging stations.
Thank you. I'll ask for a motion and a second on this ordinance.
Motion.
Second.
Open to council for questions. Since this reading is on first reading, there are no public comments at this time. I will now close council questions and ask for a roll call.
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontorero.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Yes.
Councilman Feynman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Travers.
Yes.
Vice President Menachino.
Yes.
President Ambrosino.
Yes.
Thank you.
Moving on to item number 7, public comments.
Please note that each person addressing the council during any section of the meeting during which public comment is permitted shall limit his or her remarks to 5 minutes pursuant to Brick Township Administrative Code, Section 2-33B.
Questions or comments from the public? Yes, sir.
Sam Foster, Sam Foster, 1 Chico Drive. 3 quick questions here. 2 on pretty much the same subject. President Trump has ordered this is regarding immigration and President Trump's crackdown on, there's been a lot of controversy in other cities where they have stated that they are not going to cooperate with President Trump's directive for rounding up illegal aliens in cities. I wanted to know what Brick Township's policy is, if you are going to order the police to cooperate with ICE, or if you're going to order the police not to cooperate, as other towns, cities, and other states have done. Does anybody have a question, answer for that? Maybe the Township Attorney?
Council President?
Yeah, you may, Mayor.
Yep. So I had a meeting with the police chief this morning about this specifically because I wanted to know, what the process was for that. And I had a couple residents reach out as well with the same question. So right now, Brick Township is following the rules of the Immigrant Trust Directive that was put out by the state of New Jersey back in 2018. It's the same directive that's in place now, which essentially says that officers are not deputized to essentially be part of ICE and to go out and enforce whatever they're doing, other than if there is, they can assist if there have been people who have broken the law. So if there's an immigrant that's broken the law and ICE is asking for assistance to obtain that person, then the police will work with them, but just doing regular other work that ICE would do, the police are not a part of that.
Okay, so there's no directive by the Township to officers not to interfere?
Correct. They're following the rules put out by the state, the Immigrant Trust Directive, yes. Mm-hmm. And we haven't had anything happening in Brick Township. That was the other thing I asked the chief, is right now, we haven't had any, ICE hasn't come into Brick Township at this point, so we haven't had any real connection at this point anyway.
I've had experiences with illegal aliens working as contractors. I'm not going to get into details, but that's my concern. Second question is Brick Township, I know we're a small town, we're not like New York, has any administration declared Brick Township to be a sanctuary city for illegal aliens?
So during Mayor Ducey's, when Mayor Ducey was here and I was on council, we did have a resolution that Brick Township is not we were considered not a sanctuary city or town, and that is still in effect.
That resolution stands.
Mm-hmm, yes.
And final question was, what's the status of the food truck development site development? I do feel that all these, I love that store there, now it's bigger than us.
Yes.
It's the Mayor Crate Show.
And it's really nice over there. It's nice to see something over there too,
Yes.
because I really love all these, Trader Joe's and everything else. stores like that are that quality to Brick, because I love Trader Joe's, she's there tonight, and the Balkans, they got great produce, so she's there, she had a couple days.
Oh, okay.
Get apples to bananas, trying to
There you go.
refrain-
Oh, that's okay. Fruit's good.
It's always on me about what they know the way, but anyway, what is the status of the development here? How far is it, how long is the development?
So the frontage, we don't have any updates yet about what other stores will be going in there or restaurants, but the back end, which was supposed to originally be a dome, but now it's going to be a sports complex. We did meet with the developers a couple weeks ago, and at this point, they have the footings poured, and they are ready to build, and they're looking to do some type of official groundbreaking in the early spring, and the build should go pretty quickly after that. So we're hoping that we have something officially opening before the end of the year.
Okay, that's good here. Thank you.
Been a long time coming, but it's coming.
Do you know how footage is going in?
I don't know.
Anyone else from public? Mr. Saluka.
John Sluga, 950 Sylvia Court. Maybe next week we'll get microphones up you guys. Next time. I'm gonna read my letter. I was a little bit late getting here today because we had the Ocean County High School bowling tournament. And just ended with the type of this. So, wow. Oh, good, it's a question. Okay, so I'm gonna read my letter. January 27th, which was yesterday. I voted mostly Sunday, but I sent it out yesterday. Dear Mayor Craig, Council President Derek Ambrosino, and all the councilmen and councilwomen, as well as all the residents, students, workers, and news organizations of Brick and Ocean County. In December, the New Jersey Turnpike Authority Executive Director wrote to Mayor Craig stating that a landscaping maintenance program has been initiated. This program is long overdue and still has many unanswered open questions. They have begun to remove hazardous, dead, unsightly trees because of the natural abscission process is no longer taking place. This has been ongoing for about 12 years and not just happened this year. The residents have seen this occurring for quite some time, and basically the NJTA has ignored most of it. And he mentioned the problem in the area, not only in the Evergreen Woods, but throughout Brick. The police of the residents of Evergreen Woods, Brick High, Primrose Garden, Sutton Village, Plainville School, Greenbrier, Town Hall, Rye Mill, Birchwood, and other places in Brick and Ocean County have, their police have pretty much gone unanswered and through that for years. Because of the cold weather, they can't replace the trees immediately and may not be able to remove some of the fallen and bare and leafless trees, mainly because I don't want to have to do that for every man, until later in the year. When they finally do this, they say they will plant indigenous trees for the area, whoever that is. But doing so without telling us how many trees and what type of trees. They do not state if the trees will be similar to a sound barrier or basically work like a sound barrier. Nor do they say if the trees will eliminate the noise, the toxins flowing off the Garden State Parkway. They do not really state whether these trees will be planted or how many will be planted and their growth and life expectancy. If they're 5 years and they're gonna die, you know, like the original fir trees that they did in Evergreen Woods. They do not state, however, if any of this will eliminate the noise or any of the fumes or those toxic gases and the tire pieces which fly into Evergreen Woods condo area, or in fact any area in the area that's impacted by the Garden State Parkway's traffic. One must realize that air pollution is harmful to everyone, not just the people of Evergreen Woods. The people in Cherrywood, Brick High, Primrose Garden, Briar Mill, Sutton Village, Lanes Mill, Greenbrier, Town Hall, Birchwood Park, and other areas feel impact. So answers should be forthcoming. At least in the letter to Mayor Craig, the NJTA admits that something needed to get done. And for, I guess, you have to thank them for that, what little that is. And if something gets done, great. Better than nothing. Of course, we also have to thank Mayor Craig and her administration for continually addressing the problems associated with the Garden State Parkway. Thanks for your time. If I didn't say, John Sluga, 950 Silver Court.
Thank you.
Go back a minute and a half.
Council President?
Yes.
I just want to point out, I think in the letter and maybe other communication that I had with them, yes, that I don't think any of that's specified yet because they want to send out their someone else that's actually, yeah, because the guys that were with us were not the tree people. And I think they want to send tree people out that can say, yeah, here's what we want to plant. So meet with you again or the residents and also the HOA members to see what would be appropriate. Yeah, okay?
Additional questions from the public? Yes, sir. Mr. Bacon.
Oh, sorry. I heard bacon, I'm hungry, I'm totally getting So once again, Mike Calabrese, 331 Stinson Road. I'm mostly here to introduce myself and say hi. I'm a business owner in this area. I've started the Brick Breakdown. I do intend to bring information to everybody in this town, and I would love to get all of you guys for an interview, to sit down. I've had Dr. Farrell on today. I had the former mayor on. I think it's very important. I have emailed all of you, so I give you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe I emailed it wrong, but I look forward to inviting everybody on again, so you can come on. I would be very fair to everybody. I'm not looking to make anybody look bad. I'm just looking for information. So if you can be so kind to answer my emails, I'd appreciate it because they're coming. And I just want to make sure the emails that are on this site are the right emails for you guys, right? Okay. So that's all I want to say. Once again, Mike Calabrese. Hope I get to talk to you guys in person or over Zoom, whatever it is. Thanks.
Thank you for your comments. Anybody else? Mr. Bacon.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, and Administration. I actually wasn't going to speak about this, but Mayor, you made a comment about the Immigrant Trust Directive. And I spoke in front of the Board of Education back in September about this initiative. And it was concerning the population of what they call English language learners. And I'm just going to cite some of this. Some of these numbers that I used back in September were a little bit old because they were based out of some of the statistics that came up in April of last year at a board meeting. Right now, we have gone from 900 to 600 students. 18 different languages are spoken in our schools. And I talked about increasing federal funding to support our school district. In 2018, to your point, the Attorney General did in fact pass that initiative, which effectively made New Jersey a sanctuary state. And by doing that, no matter what ordinance you want to put on the books or not on the books, he has the power to move people around, okay? Some of this increase in our student population is a direct result of that. And when I spoke in front of the board that night, I was looking for additional funding to come through at the federal level. Because if we're going to take on additional immigrants, that's what I feel is an important thing, responsibility of the federal government. Now to move on, I do want to congratulate the 4 officers that were sworn in tonight. And I want to talk about something I spoke about on December 27th. And it had to do with the trailer ordinance. I consumed 5 minutes that night. Luckily, I didn't go over, and I finished up with a few seconds remaining. I had a series of questions that I asked in that meeting, and I'm going to reiterate those questions again, because I think the ordinance that was brought up on December 10th, as well as the 27th, was significant, and it caused a pretty big uproar in this town. So the questions, one of them, this was quoted, I got this article through Shoreby, we're not revisiting this ordinance. And at the time, it was Council President Pence. It's off, it's not going to be coming back. My question on the 27th, and again, what was the resolution of that ordinance? Moving on. Township Attorney Kevin Starkey, I see he's not here tonight, said a draft document made its way to the agenda mistakenly. My understanding is the council president at the time, the VA, the township attorney, are the ones ultimately approve what goes on the agenda before it goes in front of the rest of the council. Mayor, I asked you on the 27th, did you know about the ordinance before it was on the agenda? That was one of my questions. The other thing, some of the quotes that were made that were shared in Shoreby
enclosed trailers, I'm not sure, because the way the ordinance was rewritten, everybody that owns a trailer greater than 20 feet, whether you had a boat on it, car, whatever, there was a concern. So that's what I wanted to speak about tonight. Otherwise, thank you very much.
Thank you for your comments. Madam Clerk, was there an ordinance read on the December 10th meeting?
Ooh, I don't recall.
Was
but I
there
don't
any
think
discussion
so.
on an ordinance read on the
I
December
don't
10th
think
meeting?
so.
Thank you. Are there any other questions from public? Seeing none, close public. We'll move on to council and administration comments. Ms. Bergen.
I have nothing, thank you.
Mayor Crate.
Thank you. I just have one thing that I wanted to share. As mentioned at the first meeting of the year, Brick Township is turning 175 years old this year. We're pretty excited about it, and we are going to be celebrating. So each year we have our Brick Birthday Party to celebrate Brick Township's birthday. It was the idea of a second grader several years back when Mayor Ducey was still here, and we've carried on the tradition each year since. So this year's 175th birthday party is being held on Saturday, February 22nd from 3 to 5 p.m. at Civic Plaza. And we have a lot of local organizations that are assisting with this program, including obviously our police, our EMS, our fire departments. The High School Art Honor Society will be there with doing face painting. My mayor's student advisory students will be there to assist with all of the different programs and activities we have going on. The Brick Township Historical Society is going to play a big role. Friends of the Library, I think, are likely joining us, along with a lot of other civic groups, the Garden Club and the Women's Club, and a few others. So what I wanted to do was just extend that invitation. If you have a local organization or a local business and you would like to participate in the birthday party by either donating items or coming and having a table where you can do an activity with the hundreds of kids that come, we would love to have you. And if you could just reach out to my office in the next week or so that we can get you on the list and find out what activity you'd like to do or whatever you might want to donate to the day, we'd really appreciate it. So happy birthday to Brick Township, and we hope to see you on February 22nd at our big birthday party.
Thank you. Mr. Keneally. Thank you very much. Madam Clerk.
Nothing, thank you.
Madam Secretary.
Nothing, thank you.
Councilman Albanese.
Nothing.
And Councilwoman Ponerero.
Just as a shout out, we do have over 200 kids in our town and in Toms River combined that are in need of foster care. If you are able-bodied and willing to make the room in your heart and your home, 1-800-NJ-ABUSE. You can agree to just be a foster parent for a week, a vacation home, to give respite to another foster parent. There are a lot of good opportunities. You don't have to be married, you don't have to be any gender, you just have to be someone with a big enough heart to let these kids in and then send them back if that's appropriate. God bless.
Thank you. Councilwoman DeYoung.
Yes, thank you. I just want to thank Lynette and the clerk's office and our TNR committee for hosting our rabies clinic this last weekend in the cold. So thank you very much. And Councilman Albanese was out there with hot chocolate. Thank you. That's all I have.
Councilman Feynman.
Thank you, Council President. A couple weekends ago, I attended a ribbon cutting of Palms Hair Salon at 11 Princeton Avenue. So I just want to say congratulations and best of luck to Palms Hair Salon, the owners and the team there. Thank you. Stay safe and have fun.
Councilwoman Travers.
I just want to congratulate the specials that were brought in today. So that's it. Thank you.
Vice President Minikino.
Nothing, thank you.
I'd also like to congratulate the 4 new officers that were sworn in today. They are a very welcome addition to our fantastic and growing Brick Police Department family. The last thing I have is that the next public meeting will be on Tuesday, February 11th at 7 p.m. I will now entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Meeting adjourned.